Hello, I'm Becky. Thank you for stopping by. Today I am going to be sharing with you my reactions and commentary on Bridgerton Season 4 Part 1. This is the first time that I'm ever trying like commentary on this channel because I'm not a commentary channel. I'm a book channel. And to be quite honest, I don't watch a whole lot of stuff, but Bridgerton is one of those shows that I have become obsessed with. And so I thought since the new season just premiered, I would go back, rewatch episodes 1 through 4 and share with you my thoughts and just like small details I pick out and things like that. This isn't going to be one of those professional commentary videos where, you know, you get like images of what I'm seeing as I'm commenting on it, because I film on my phone and I haven't figured out how to screen record Netflix on my phone without it just being a black screen. If anybody knows, is there like an app I can download for that? Or can you only just do that on like your computer? I don't know. But I haven't figured that out and I don't really have the inclination to try and figure it out. So you will probably hear what's going on in the background because you're sitting right in front of my TV. And if at any point I skip like huge chunks of moments that I don't share thoughts on or something like that, it's pretty much just because head empty, no real thoughts on it, and I'm pretty much just staring at my screen. And there will be timestamps down in the description, so if you only care about my thoughts on a certain episode, you can skip to that down below. But I wanted to give you sort of like my Bridgerton lore before I jump into sharing my thoughts on each episode, so that way you can see where my bias lies, because I do have a bias, okay? Let me tell you. And again, if you don't care about my lore of Bridgerton and where my obsession began, you can just skip to the timestamp down in the description where I start talking about episode 1. So I never really had any interest in Bridgerton. I did not start watching it in 2020 when it came out. I didn't even know it was a show, to be quite honest, because I don't spend a lot of my time watching TV, so no clue. I knew that it was a book series, but again, I didn't really care too much about Bridgerton as an aspect. I had already gone past my historical romance reading phase, and so I wasn't in it anymore, so I just didn't care. But back in 2024, my friend April did like her reactions to season 3 part 1, and so I watched her videos, as I watch all of her videos, and she was ranting about this guy named Polin. So I was like, okay. But then she mentioned three little words that got me interested in Bridgerton, and those were friends to lovers. My favorite trope. So my little ears just went, huh? Friends to lovers, you say? Now I want to know more. So I kid you not, for the first time since Netflix sent DVDs to your house, I signed up and paid for my own Netflix account. That's how old I am. That's how long it's been since I've had a Netflix account, is back when they sent you DVDs in the mail. I want to say like 2005 or 6 or something like that, and I had it for like a year. So because of Friends to Lovers, and I was curious, I paid for a Netflix account to watch season 3 part 1 of Bridgerton. And oh my god, I was hooked. I loved Colin and Penelope as characters. I thought they had amazing chemistry. I loved their dynamic. And while I was watching season 3 part 1 and that first episode where they have their little argument about her confronting him about what he said during her mama's ball the previous season, I was like, what did he say? So after I finished season 3 part 1, I went back and I watched all of season 2. I hated season 2 with a burning passion. I cannot stand Anthony and Kate as characters. I can't. I do not like them at all. What do you mean you find yourself attracted to a woman and then you find out she has a sister, and to be an asshole, you pursue said sister, court her, and then proceed to propose to her, all while you're getting hot and bothered by said sister who you're meeting up with in freaking libraries and dark rooms at night. And then how the fuck does the sister get all hot and bothered by the man who is courting her younger sister, who has proposed to her younger? How do you do that? I hate that dynamic with a burning rage, let me tell you. Every time I read that in a book where somebody who is best friends or siblings has an attraction or a chemistry or lusting after somebody that's already in a relationship, pisses me off because I'm like, no fucking way. Absolutely no fucking way. Bullshit behavior. I hate it so much. So I could not stand Kate and Anthony. I only watched season 2 one time. And even the Colin and Penelope storyline in season 2, it really didn't do much for me. I liked the little interactions that we got to see their relationship developing and like their backstory of them writing letters to one another, but I could have just watched the last episode of season 2 and been good. But once I finished season 2, I went back and I watched season 1. And I liked season 1 a whole lot better. I liked the fake dating aspect of Daphne and Simon. They did have their issues for me, okay? They really just needed to work on their communication because that was what that couple was lacking in spades, was the communication. And what do you mean you lead this woman to believe that your inability to have children is a medical reason instead of just a personal reason? Like, come on, dude. You could have just told her that so she didn't have to force a situation to try and figure that out. So I liked them. I thought they had good chemistry. I even liked the Colin, Penelope, Marina storyline in season 1. And even though I knew what was going to happen watching season 1, I was just like, Colin, no, you can't fall for her. But I liked it. I liked it enough that every so often when every 3 times I watch season 3, I go back and I watch season 1. So it's the season that I watch second most. And then once I was done with season 1, I went and I watched Queen Charlotte, which has nothing to do with Colin and Penelope, but it is probably the best season of Bridgerton that I have watched, and I've only watched it one time as well, but for completely different reasons than I've watched season 2 one time. Season 2 I hated. Queen Charlotte, that emotionally broke me down to the point that I can't rewatch that. Until I am in a point where I want to be emotionally devastated, I cannot watch Queen Charlotte again. It was that good. So that is my Bridgerton lore, okay? That is how I became obsessed. I became obsessed with Colin and Penelope in season 3, and then I watched it backwards. And I could see their chemistry and the way that their relationship developed, even going backwards. But I have watched season 3 numerous times, probably over 100 times by now. At one point, I canceled my Netflix subscription because I was rewatching season 3 so often that I was getting sick of myself. But I still go back and I rewatch season 3. And even season 3 part 2, the first time I watched it, I was kind of disappointed with it. But the more I watch it, the more I like it. And to this day, I still think Colin and Penelope are the best couple of Bridgerton. I love Colin's character. I love him. He's such a sweet boy. And I think I see myself in Colin a lot of times, of this sibling who has these dreams and wants to express these dreams to his other siblings and his family, and he loves to travel and he wants to share that with everybody, and nobody really cares enough to interact with him in that dynamic. Relatable for me, okay? But I just love Colin as a character. He's so sweet. He's so kind. He thinks about his family. I mean, he brought them back gifts from his travels that matched each of their personalities. He's so introspective, and he keeps a lot of his insecurities held back from what people would expect him. And I think that's just a great character dynamic. It's great to see a sweet boy. His brothers are whores, okay? And I didn't like the way they turned Colin into a whore in season 3 with his little threesomes, but at least we only saw it with the 2 same women, okay? Anthony and Benedict, my God, the way they go through partners is annoying. And Penelope, I see myself in Penelope a lot too. You know, she's the girl who nobody really notices, and I could totally relate to that growing up. Nobody really noticed me growing up. I was very much kind of a wallflower in that way, but I did have more inner confidence than outer confidence. So it's no wonder that you combine me seeing myself in Colin and Penelope, their friends to lovers, that I would fall in love with them. So there you go. That is my bias. I went into season 4 specifically just to see any little crumb of Colin and Penelope that I could. I have already watched the entirety of season 4 because, let's face it, I was up at 3 a.m. to watch the first 4 episodes, but I just didn't have the fortitude to film my reactions. So this will be the only other time that I've watched the entire 4 episodes, and I think I prefer it that way because, like I said, the first time I watched season 3 part 2, I didn't really like it. So I'm hoping going back and watching this again, where a few days have elapsed. It is now January 31st when I'm filming this. I've been able to sit with my feelings on it, and some of my initial feelings have sort of changed with that. So we're gonna start with the Waltz and share my thoughts as I go along with this. I really do like the way that they're setting up the beginning of this episode, where we get to see a lot of the servants and working in the kitchen and the laundry and all that. I really like that. Oh, there's my couple.
Just like you. You're not perfect, Elliot.
I am so glad they named that baby Elliot, because I did see an interview where Nicola Coughlan was like expressing that that's what she wanted to name the baby. So I'm so glad they did that. I also have absolutely zero emotional investment to the books. So if they change things from the books to the show, I don't care, because I have no emotional connection. Colin and Penelope's book is the only book that I read after watching season 3 part 1, and I hated that book. So I will not read any more of the books. So I just don't have the level of emotional investment that a lot of like the fans of the books do. So if they change something, I don't care. But I'm really glad that they did that, because that's just cute. And why is Portia here? That is my question. What is she doing here? She's not a Bridgerton. They could have had any other maid like handle that baby. It's so weird. I feel you, Mrs. Wilson. I feel you. Babies are cute when you don't have to deal with them. Is Footman John a little gay? Is he bi? He gives off bi. He and Benedict should hook up. I do wish they would lay off the freaking music a lot in these scenes, because it irritates me a lot. Like, some scenes just don't need a music overlay. They could just let them play out with sound effects. My goodness, the chairs are all flipped over and everything. What you doing there, Benny boy? Now, when it comes to Benedict, I don't really have any strong emotion for him. He's pretty much just like Gregory to me. He's just been there. The only difference is Benedict's a whore and Gregory hasn't got to that level yet. You think for their father getting killed by bees that they would not want anything to do with bees in their symbolism. Anthony did say all the T's were crossed and I's were dotted when Benedict like took over for him in the last season. So I don't know why like this guy is acting like he can't figure shit out now. He obviously did it last season, so he should be pretty good at it.
What happens if one of these mistresses gets with a child?
They are not my mistresses. They're simply acquaintances.
I am glad that they brought this up about, you know, what if one of his women get with child and, you know, oh, mother, I'm being careful. There's gotta be some illegitimate Bridgerton babies floating around somewhere in this universe, because the way Anthony and Benedict and even Colin have fucked around, you can't tell me their pullout game is all that strong that they haven't knocked up one single woman that they've fucked around with. And even the women who are prostitutes, you can't tell me any number of them haven't been like, oh, if I get pregnant with a Bridgerton baby, I'm gonna be set for life. Because even though they're whores, you know, they're good men at heart, they would take care of their children. So you can't tell me any number of these women haven't thought of elevating themselves in society through getting pregnant by a Bridgerton. There's definitely some illegitimate Bridgerton children floating around out there, okay? You can't tell me otherwise. I also think it's stupid that he's telling him that he needs to watch his actions because that will reflect badly on his sisters. The only 2 sisters that he has left to be married are Eloise and Hyacinth. Eloise doesn't want to get married. So if Benedict, you know, ends up falling for the maid, that's not going to reflect badly on Eloise. Eloise could care less if she never gets married. And Hyacinth is a freaking Bridgerton. That girl's got a substantial dowry, I bet. So even if Benedict, you know, falls beneath his station and falls for the maid, how is that going to reflect badly on Hyacinth? Any man would gladly take Hyacinth simply for her dowry. So I think that is a little bit of a bullshit answer to like, oh, you have to, you know, protect your reputation and, you know, stay within your class because we don't want it to affect your siblings. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Again, like, this moment doesn't need music to it. Oh, Penelope. Again, this doesn't need music. Just let her walk up to her in silence. Where's Ray at? I miss Ray.
And if I print it, Lady Luton's daughters will be removed.
Interrupt away. See, I want more cute moments like this between them, where they're not, you know, fucking each other. They're just being cute and talking with each other. I don't particularly like the way that they show her arriving to the masquerade ball, because if I didn't know who she was, I'd be like, who the fuck is this girl? Same thing with her mother and her sisters. Like, if I didn't know who they were, I'd be like, who are these people that I've never met? I wish they would have shown us her finding her dress and getting ready for the ball in this episode, because I don't know, I don't like the way that it was set up. I do think, though, that they did a really good job with her mask, because this is a Cinderella retelling. FYI, I hate Cinderella. It's probably one of my least favorite fairy tales. I always think it's stupid. I'm like, how the fuck do you not, like, especially in the original Cinderella, like, did you not look at the girl's face? How do you not notice her? So I feel like they did a good job with her mask covering enough of her face that it wouldn't be obvious who she is. But I still wish we could have seen her get ready and things like that and been introduced to her in the first episode, instead of doing that in this. I don't like the out of sequence events, pretty much is what I'm saying. And this is something that annoys me online, okay, is I see a lot of people being like, oh, this is giving Cinderella vibes. It's not giving Cinderella vibes. It's a fucking Cinderella retelling. It's not giving the vibes. That's exactly what it is. Even if you hadn't read the book or knew nothing about the book, like myself, if you can't tell that this is a Cinderella retelling, how is that not obvious? It's not giving the vibes, people. It's straight up what it is. It's Cinderella. I just want to know, do they, like, paint the floor of the Bridgerton house for this ball? Is this like a section of the Bridgerton house we've never seen before that already has that painted on the floor? I like the way she grabs her card. It's cute. I love Alice's Cleopatra outfit. That is so cute. Popular opinion, but I hate Eloise's costume. It looks like a Party City costume. And Francesca, like, she just looks like she's just wearing a pretty dress with a mask. I don't even know what she is. What do her ladies in waiting do? They just stand there and look pretty? Like, what do they do?
Might I locate the Honourable Mrs. Colin Bridgerton?
Mrs. Colin Bridgerton. Penelope's hat is ridiculous. What the fuck? It's bigger than her head. How nobody notices that that's freaking Penelope is wild. Let's face it, most of the people in Bridgerton are tall and slim, and Penelope is short and fuller figured. Like, how the fuck do they not connect the dots? That's Penelope until she takes her mask off. Her mask doesn't even hide a lot of her face. It's so stupid. I do think Violet looks very beautiful.
It is a fine evening. And this is Miss Posey.
Does Miss Posey not have a last name? Why does she acknowledge one of her daughters as Miss Rosamund Lee and then the other one just as Miss Posey?
Colin, how are your children?
Oh, very well, thank you. Anthony is up in India with his bride, with Colin and Penelope.
I think it's funny when she's asked about her children, she says Anthony and his bride and Colin and Penelope. Like, she considers Penelope one of her children, but not Kate. I mean, I don't like Kate and Anthony, so makes me smile to see that she thinks of Penelope as one of her children. Like, where's Colin? Why are you not, like, standing by your wife, whispering sweet nothings in her ear or something? Why are you not dancing together? Where is he? Her hat looks like a taco shell.
You. On the shelf.
I mean, I don't know why that's so astonishing to Penelope, because it is Eloise's 3rd year out with no prospects, and is that not exactly what Penelope said in her own season, was that she was a spinster on the shelf after being out for 3 seasons with no prospects? Okay, let's talk about Fran and John. I like them as a couple. They're very sweet and quiet and calm and unproblematic. And I love that they're so similar in their attitudes. And when they were first introduced, I really, really loved them as a couple, because they're always saying that they want to show different love dynamics within this show. And I thought that was a really sweet one to show that, like Francesca said, not every relationship has to be dramatic. But then, not even before they go on their honeymoon, you throw Michaela there, and Francesca forgets her name and stumbles over her words, just like her mother said she did when her mother met her father. And so by throwing Michaela in there, not even before they go on their honeymoon, and having her react to her like that, that's where I lost interest in this couple, because I thought, oh, they're going to have this beautiful love story. And even though I haven't read the books, I know what happens in the books. I know the dynamic because I like spoilers and I find out that information. So I knew that. I don't understand why they had to throw Michaela in at the end of season 3. I feel like they could have waited until John, spoiler, dies and then introduced Michaela. Because now, watching them as a couple, I don't believe that Fran even loves this man. I feel like they're just in a lavender relationship. And now, as a viewer, I'm just waiting for John to die. Because I know that she's not really passionate about him based on the way she reacted to Michaela. And I love this character of John. He's so sweet, he's so introverted, he's so calm. He's like Colin 2.0. He's my sweet boy and I want what's best for him. But now all I'm doing is I'm like, well, hurry up and die so we can get on to her real romance, which is a freaking shame. I wish we could have stayed longer on her full dress and really soaked in that moment of her first look. I'm a hater of love at first sight too. I really am, because I just find it terribly unbelievable, even in a fictional sense. Like, out of all the women, why does he stop to notice her? Is it simply because she's staring up in awe at something and is so happy to be in a place that he is jaded towards? You can't tell me that there's no other woman, especially making their debut. I mean, look at Posey. She's just as in awe to be there as well. So you can't tell me he isn't floating around noticing other women who are just as happy to be there. But he notices her for some reason. I don't get it, I guess. Like, it's a fine concept, but I just can't help but wonder, like, there's nobody else. In all the balls that you have been to, you've never noticed another woman just in awe and so happy to be at a ball? Is it because she's not swarming you? You can't tell me there's no other women who are not swarming you. I just don't. Yeah, I can't express it, but I don't get it. I do like her as a character, though, just in the brief interactions I've seen with her. She's got this very calm and soothing voice, and she's got like comedic beats to her. Is this another thing that intrigues him about her, is that she's not looking for a husband? But like, you didn't know that 2 seconds ago, so that can't be the biggest factor. Oh, I guess there's point 3, you know, she cannot dance, so she's different from all the other debutantes.
He is rich, handsome, and a Bridgerton.
She just rejected that Baron guy because she said he wasn't rich enough, but yet Benedict Bridgerton is rich enough for her to take an interest in? He's not even titled. Makes no sense, but okay, sure, go off, queen. I have a feeling that if Hyacinth was already out and trying to leave a ball, Eloise would have been much more amenable to helping her get out of a ball, but because she's trying to get in a ball and she wants to dance with suitors, she's not willing to help her do that, which I think is weird since Eloise is such a rebellious spirit. You know, you think she would encourage or be willing to help her younger sister break a few rules, but I think it's because she wants the exact opposite of what Eloise, that Eloise just wants to try and hinder that for her, which I don't like. I personally do not like Eloise as a character. She's not like one I super hate. She has her moments for me, but every time I start to like Eloise, she does something and I'm like, oh my god. Well, damn, Benedict, how the fuck do you feel out of place at a society function? He wants to dance with you because he doesn't know who you are, and it's the mistake. Pay attention to how tall she is, Benedict. Maybe that will help you figure out who she is. Oh, maybe pay attention to the way she smells. That might help you figure out who she is. So I do know how they go about using the glove to find her identity, but when I first watched this episode, I thought the glove was another stupid point. How do you find somebody based on a glove, much like how you find somebody based on a shoe? Arms and feet? There's a lot of people with similar sized arms and feet, okay? Another reason I don't like the Cinderella thing. I'm just like, really? No two people have the same shoe size in these worlds, apparently. And apparently no two people have the same size arms. Oh, finally Colin! Where you been, man?
I can whisk you out of here if you would like.
Oh, still trying to be her protector. Oh, if he was paying attention too, he might have noticed her necklace. I feel like her necklace is going to be how he, if he even remembered to like take note of it, that's probably how he's going to identify her. Is he's going to notice that she wears the same necklace? Maybe. That's just a thought. Oh, Penelope doesn't like being this popular. I love Posey. She's so sweet.
Mr. Bridgerton showed considerable interest in me. Did he?
Did he?
How much are you willing to settle on this match?
Yeah, what are you gonna wager there, Penelope? Girl got a full face of makeup on in bed. I do like that they toned down the makeup a little bit this season, because last season it was like, damn. So that was episode 1. For the most part, I liked it. I do wish they would tone down the musical overlays a little, because it's just starting to get on my nerves. And like I said, I wish things would have been in sequential order, quite frankly. But I loved the masquerade ball setup. It was all very whimsical. I do wish we would have seen some of the other couples dancing, though. Where the fuck was Colin half the time? He could have been dancing with Penelope. Dancing is their thing. If I don't get a Colin and Penelope dance this season, I'm gonna be pissed. I would really like to see them host a ball too. I think it would be really cute if they hosted a ball in their son's name, sort of like a throwback to season 1 where they attended that ball with the baby who, you know, the what a barb scene, and it was like, oh, our host's bedtime is coming. I think that would be a really cute nod back to that with their child and them hosting a ball. Will I get that? Probably not, but that's what I would like to see. But overall, I liked it. I think Benedict and Sophie have good chemistry. It's not the strongest for me so far, just because I'm not a big fan of that whole love at first sight trope. But I definitely think Sophie stole the show in this episode. She was the highlight of it. Now let's go on to episode 2. I just don't know why the start of this episode couldn't have been put in episode 1. And then you could have stopped episode 1, I don't know, when she ran off at the stroke of midnight or something. And the fact that they gave the flashback to her getting ready for the ball in this episode, and then just nothing else to do with the ball, is infuriating.
Did you find them? I sent them to the attic.
Again, with the music. Get it off my screen and just let me hear these people talk. Is just her knowing that he had a kid with somebody else that he cares about, is that enough for her to hate Sophie?
Benedict. Yes, please.
Violet's like, please take her off my hands. I would rather go flirt with Lord Anderson. It's like the first time Benedict and Penelope have ever had a conversation.
Here is gentle reader. This season,
I don't know why they needed that scene of Penelope writing Dearest Gentle Reader in there. They could have just transitioned right to the scene after it. I mean, geez, Eloise, just speak your mind and that'll turn suitors away real quick. Stop being so fucking polite to them.
Should I read Whistledown to you, Your Majesty?
I don't understand this transition scene either. Like, she's just laying on a fucking beanbag for 0.2 seconds.
Lady Bridgerton is here to see you.
What a delight.
Penelope, what do you know about my son's search for a wife?
Forgive me, but Lady Whistledown would not reveal.
Penelope Bridgerton. Yes, ma'am.
I love that scene. Penelope Bridgerton, it's just like a callback to her being like, Colin Bridgerton in season 1. Love that. Maybe he didn't notice her necklace because I didn't notice him drawing a necklace on her in any of his little sketches. Like, my only guess with how he can use the glove to connect her is if she leaves the glove someplace and he finds it and he connects the dots. See, I think the music in this scene is worth it because there's a lot of silence. And it amplifies the emotions of the characters. Whereas a lot of time, they just put music over shit that doesn't need music over it.
Before we hear more about that, I would love...
He's like, okay, how do I get out of this polite? Like, Posey. She's just like, I'm so excited for a suitor, and he doesn't really want anything to do with me.
That's Mickey's glove. What is he looking at?
Oh, girl. I feel like Posey and, what the frick is Penelope's sister's name? Not the eldest one, the dumber one. I felt like Posey and her would get along. Philippa, that's her name.
She will not allow me to clear her chessboard. She refuses to finish the game.
That's the most I've heard that man speak since Queen Charlotte. My guess is she's kept you around because you are the holder of your father's complete will, and she has to keep you around to keep getting the money. Either Penelope or Lady Bridgerton or some group of people's gonna come together and they're gonna find out that her father left all his inheritance to her. My goodness, that is a very nice coat for a servant. Don't forget your glove. Seeing if all the maids gossip, why don't they just spread some gossip for Lady Whistledown to find out her true identity?
Goodbye, Sophie. Do not.
Oh, cute Posey trying to help her out.
I'm sorry.
She ain't gonna say that very often. His Cox?
We will be forced to wait a ritual.
That's his name? His Cox? This is your problem, Benedict. You surround yourself with people that are not good for you. Go hang out with Colin and Will. This flashback scene of them at his grave is in a weird spot. I feel like this would be a better place to have it, like, after she had her confrontation with Arametta. Is that her name? Instead of right after Benedict saved her.
You alright?
Because then we just flash back to him immediately following after her. Like, why would she be thinking of that scene in those 2 seconds before she walks away and he starts following her? I don't get it. Does her hand not feel familiar in your hand, Benedict? I know you're drunk. Maybe that's why you're not piecing it together. You're just gonna leave your stuff behind?
Only time will tell.
Maybe her friend brings her stuff. Okay, well, that's the end of that episode. Alright, so that episode, I'm not gonna lie, kind of boring. Let's move on to episode number 3. How in the hell are they navigating in the dark? It's not like they had street lights on. And it's raining, so the moon certainly isn't visible. Rich people have a really over-exaggerated idea of what a cottage is. It's not a cottage, that's a fucking mansion. Maybe a country estate. It's literally named My Cottage. Who named that? The children? You just gonna leave them poor horses standing out in that rain?
Wood meet flame.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Fire.
How do they not teach boys this stuff? Didn't you go to college, Benedict? What did they teach you in college? Did they not teach you, like, how to light a fire? That's pretty manly shit, knowing how to light a fire. How do you not know that? God damn, dude, you act like you're having a fucking seizure. You have a fever. And you're in a little pain. Drink some alcohol and pass the fuck out. So in your fever-induced high, you could piece the puzzle pieces together that her lips match the lips you've been trying to put on everybody else. But when you're lucid, you can't put those puzzle pieces together. Uh-huh. It's, God, what is her name? Philippa.
Not that I would laugh at another's misfortune.
Oh, God, Portia.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Shit, Varley, you need to approach Penelope and Colin. They're the one with the money. They'd probably gladly give you a raise.
Imagine wanting to leave here.
Imagine.
What should we do today?
Damn, that's what you do, John? No wonder poor Francesca ain't finding her orgasm. Sir, put a little rhythm to it. What is that?
We're not yet even a year married.
How is it that they're not even yet a year married? Didn't they get married like 3 days after Colin and Penelope? And they have a baby? That's gotta be at least 6 months. That child's already sitting up. And that math ain't mathin'.
Most of them aren't even any good. I dabble.
I'm not any good. Dude. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me vent about Benedict and his artistic pursuits here. Not any good? Sir, you're fucking drawing people from memory over here. You have a lot of talent with art if you would just put some fucking passion behind it. I don't understand what this man's problem is. He's so, woe is me, I'm such a poor rich boy. Dude, even if your brother gave your stupid art school money to get you in, you could still go to that art school and pursue the art to get better at it. You're rich, dude. I don't understand his problem. He's such a fucking dumbass. You have every opportunity, especially because you're a man in this time period, and you're
Tell me
rich.
then about this family who gave you
Your sister Eloise would give anything to go to any school, even if fucking Anthony paid for it. And this man is just, I'm no good.
On peut parler en français, si tu préfères.
It's so funny that he's that bad at French, considering I know that actor speaks French in real life.
Focus on the lips.
Hint, hint, focus on her fucking lips, Benedict. Oh God, Portia. I started to like her last season, and in this season, she's just irritating the fuck out of me. And
I did not know what to say.
Varley doesn't want your tacky ass dresses, Portia. How is Penelope your daughter? Oh yay, give me my favorite scene, my Colin and Penelope carriage ride scene. These two love a carriage. It has a bumpy ride too. Pull his hair, Penelope. That was so short. Come on. There is no way those two are sexually satisfied in that short of a ride. But they're fucking cute, okay? So. They're so cute.
Shall we head inside for ice cream? I must say, I could use a cool refreshment. Afternoon.
Her little slap.
Is it terrible how obvious we are?
A little bit.
Yes, thank you, Penelope. Sometimes I do forget that I'm indeed married to your brother.
That doesn't stop my sister-in-law from sharing all the things about her marriage with my brother, let me just tell you. Oh yeah, Penelope's experiencing the pinnacle. They're savoring that cold ice cream,
For familiarity.
That is a good point, Mrs. Crabtree. Kindness does not always mean familiarity. Modern day men need to learn that lesson. Just because someone is kind to you does not mean they want to fuck you. But in this case, Benedict definitely wants to fuck her. I miss flying kites too. You know, I used to do that as a kid. Did it with my nephews when they were growing up. The simple things.
Mother, what is a pinnacle?
Oh jeez, you're asking the wrong lady. Why is Violet so bad at talking about this with her daughters? Like, you've had 4 of them. You've had 8 kids, 4 daughters. You should be able to express this in some manner that is better than this. Like, hell, even Portia did a better job of explaining it to her daughters than you are. I would think Violet could be like, hey, go touch yourself between your legs and find out. But I honestly, has she ever done that? Francesca's like, ah, Jesus. But thanks for showing me your ass crack. Not that it wasn't a nice ass, but that was a really up-close ass shot. Why are his pants that close to the river, but his shirt's hanging on a tree over there? The sound of her voice, Benedict. Not ringing any bells? The way her face feels in your hand? The feel of her lips on your lip? Nothing's clicking? Boy has no brain cells. You might want to dunk yourself back in the cold lake water there, Benny boy.
Do not let her be like one of the projects in your study. Something you were passionate about today, but forget about tomorrow.
Damn, Mrs. Crabtree, she's smart. Tell him. Oh, Portia, why are you being so insufferable this season? Varley, seriously, go talk to Penelope. Penelope will give you what you want. Penelope better question this. She better be like, where's Varley?
I do not know what the pinnacle is, or means, or where to find it, or how to acquire it, or what is a pinnacle.
Have you discussed this with John?
My husband. I cannot very well admit I have not known this entire time.
Francesca, this is Colin. Think about when you were alone.
Clearly, Penelope and Colin discuss things.
Sentimentalities, I just need answers.
Yeah, just tell her the fucking truth. The fact that Penelope has to tell her this is hilarious.
I've heard us discussing marriage. Tedious married things.
Do not tell me.
Oh, let's talk about this scene. I think it's really a disservice to Eloise that they're talking amongst themselves because they're both married and they both know what sex is, and they're avoiding talking to Eloise about it. Like, you think Penelope, knowing that she didn't have any information about what sex was and what it entailed, that she would be more forthcoming with Eloise to prepare her for that. And I feel like Francesca and Penelope, it's great that they have that in common and can talk to each other about it, but I feel like they're doing Eloise a very big disservice by not at least telling her what to expect in case she should ever get married. I mean, maybe that would scare Eloise away even more from marriage. I don't know. But I feel like Penelope and Francesca should be a little bit more open and willing to discuss those things, seeing as how they know what it's like not to have that knowledge. Violet's like, I'm horny, but I've only ever been with one man, so...
Dogs. I am nervous.
Well, see, that's good. You're communicating with him. This is what you need.
You do not want him.
This is what Francesca needs to do with John. Communicate.
I want you. If possible, I want you more. You show me yourself. I'm grateful.
Why am I getting more emotionally invested in this relationship than I am Benedict and Sophie?
As long
Kiss already! There you go! Get him, Violet! Alright, that was the end of episode 3, and I think so far, I can't really remember much that happens in episode 4, but so far that's been my favorite. I got me a little dose of Colin and Penelope there. I got some a little bit of Fran and John and their storyline. Violet and Marcus's storyline. Oh my god, I love that couple. It's really sad though that Violet is stealing the show from her son's romance, because I am so much more invested in Violet and Marcus. That is his name, right? Lord Anderson, Marcus. The whole My Cottage, aside from the lake scene where they were confronting one another, it's been pretty boring. I'm just like, okay, can we move it along a little bit? Moving on to episode 4, and I can't remember a whole lot that happens in this episode. Oh look, there's Gregory.
Is your hair darker?
Where's Colin and Penelope to greet him?
When he's ready for his first shave.
Santa Barbara.
John is there with Francesca. Where is Colin and Penelope?
My palate has developed. I enjoy a Scotch egg and a stiff cup of tea now.
Don't, Gregory. You're like 12.
I should be influencing you.
Oh god, Eloise,
Why must either
no.
of us influence the other?
Why is your younger sister so much smarter than you? She's trying to relate to you, Eloise. She just wants to relate to her big sister. See, the fact that you're engaging in talking about books with Sophie, but not your sister who tried to relate to you, is fucking sad, Eloise. She's trying to spark that fire, John. Dude, show a little enthusiasm.
I would like to have tea, but I don't know how to do
God, Violet, just say what you fucking mean. You're a grown-ass woman speaking to another grown-ass woman. Your children are nowhere in sight. Just say you want to have sex. Why doesn't she ask Colin and Penelope to host a family dinner? They have a house that's already set up.
Well, our mother told Penelope, who told me.
More evidence that Colin and Penelope talk.
That life does not interest me in the least.
Yes, Colin.
Before Kate, of course. Did he?
Oh, see, more evidence that Colin is the best Bridgerton brother. My boy has no interest in the mistress life, okay? Can't even fathom it. It's either prostitutes or wife for him. No in between. Colin's like, I'm done talking about mistresses. I'm going to get another drink until I can be by my wife's side. Like, I get why when he looks at her, he doesn't connect the dots, because in his mind, he couldn't fathom a maid being the woman he expects it to be, a, you know, high-ranking woman of society, a lady. But come on, sir. Do you not notice anything similar? This scene right here gives me hope that at least Sophie will have some idea of how sex works, since, you know, she's obviously touching herself and knows how to get there. Yeah, you still got boobs there, Violet. I don't get why he can't just marry her and go live at his cottage. You live out there in the middle of the countries. Nobody's gonna, so they're gonna gossip about you. Boo fucking who. Just marry the girl, Benedict.
Perhaps I should start spending more time.
It's like the first time I felt bad for Benedict in this situation. Like, he just wants to find his happiness, and she makes him happy, and she doesn't want him around. So that is a lot hard tugging. Tell him about your father being a nobleman. Put the pieces together. If this is more enthusiasm, John, I fear you need lessons. If you have to ask that, John, the answer is no. How have you not been aware that she hasn't orgasmed at all? Sir, I think you need to seek advice. Talk to Will. His wife seems to be happy too.
Just right as we are right now.
That's so sweet.
We have all the time in the world for the rest.
No, you don't. I have a feeling he's gonna die by the end of this season.
You need only be given the opportunity to prove you are worthy, and you are
Maybe you should give that advice to Benedict.
exactly what she needs.
He could have taken the opportunity at art school. What the fuck does a lady maid of the queen even do?
Standing behind the queen.
Seems like she just walks behind her and stands there half the fucking time and stays silent. Will's just like, yeah, fuck, rise her station, woman. Why aren't we getting a glimpse of Colin and Penelope in this situation? Why did you even have them come in and film that scene if you weren't going to show them?
Oh, I cannot wait to have
please do not start going on about accomplishments and home decoration and marriage again. I cannot listen to any more of it.
You're such a bitch, Eloise.
You know, lately I've thought you were interested in everyone but me. So I'm starting to wonder if in fact you were only interested in yourself.
Put her in her place, Hyacinth. That's what I don't get. Eloise wants somebody to accept and encourage her in her endeavors, but she doesn't do it for anybody else. Just when I'm starting to feel something for John and Francesca as a couple, when they're starting to communicate, and I'm like, oh, you know, she could really fall in love with this guy. They shove Michaela back into the story, and then all I could think about is, when's John gonna die so she and Michaela can get to it? That's all I'm thinking again. And I really wish they wouldn't have done that. If they would have just let Fran and John experience their relationship, grow in their relationship, grow in their love, and then he died. And then they introduced Michaela. It would have been fine. But once again, this is the same fucking scenario as Kate and Anthony, which is why I hate it. It's like, she clearly has some feelings for Michaela. She is clearly attracted to her based on the fact that she, you know, couldn't remember her name and stumbled over her words upon first seeing her. Michaela clearly frustrates her and flusters her. So she's attracted to her. She might not know that that's attraction because, let's face it, back in that time frame, Francesca doesn't even know being with a woman is an option. But she's clearly got some attraction to her. If you're married to John, put everything you have in with John. Give it all for John. If you're not going to give it all for John, if you're going to be, attracted to his cousin, that just doesn't give me the impression that you are truly in love with John. It just gives me the impression that Francesca is meant to be with Michaela. So why is John even in the picture? Because I really, honestly, when John dies, I feel like I'm going to feel more sadness on like Colin and Will's part because they're closer friends than I would on Francesca's part being his wife. Because I just don't get the sense that she really truly loves this guy because of the way she's acting with Michaela. And as for Michaela's part, I will say this. I don't get the sense that Michaela looks at Francesca and is attracted to her. I haven't really got that vibe from Michaela's end so far. But I'm just like, why are you showing up at your cousin's house? It's a Bridgerton family dinner. Did John invite her? Did she just show up out of the blue? Like, why is she there in this moment? It's like Portia being in the Bridgerton household. It makes no sense. You're not a Bridgerton during this Bridgerton family thing. So why do you keep showing up? Just to remind me that, hey, John's gonna die and I'm gonna be the love interest. It drives me crazy. And this is why I think that Francesca is going to be season 5. And at this point, if they don't make Francesca season number 5 and they make Eloise number 5, I'm going to be like, what's the point of that? John doesn't die at the end of this season. Then I'm going to have to sit through a whole nother season of the John, Michaela, Francesca dynamic and see this attraction for his cousin grow deeper. I'm going to fucking hate that. So I feel like they have to make Francesca season number 5 because we haven't really introduced anything for Eloise yet. Maybe they will at the latter half of this season. Maybe they'll introduce Philip, who we know is married to Marina. But they could push that off for another season and make Eloise season number 6. Okay, you're drawing Sophie as the maid. Why don't you put the 2 pictures of the lady in silver and Sophie the maid side by side and see if you spot any similarities there, bud.
You may enter.
Oh, you can enter her, all right. Sip her tea, boys.
You don't.
She's like, take it slowly. Sir, I am horny and I haven't had sex in years. Get your ass undressed. There's another ass. It's a nice ass. Mrs. Wilson. Standing outside the door, damn. This music is so grating. I don't know what fucking song this is while they're in the stairwell, but it is like nails on a chalkboard for me. I have to like put it on mute just to watch it. I had to put it on mute the first time I watched it too. I feel like Colin did that whole finger thing a little bit better, bro.
Because you consume me. My eyes search for you in every moment I enter. My heart beats when you're near. The reality of you has become more tantalizing than any fantasy ever could be. One I cannot live without.
I don't know, I didn't buy that whole confession there. God, this music.
Be my mistress.
You're so fucking stupid. You're so fucking stupid, Benedict.
Are you coming, Sophie?
No one wants to be a mistress, Benedict. God, you're dumb. Meanwhile, after Colin had his finger fun, he was like, marry me, Penelope. Why again do we need this transition of Penelope writing? Violet looks pleased. She's like, damn, I should have done that sooner.
Nothing. I'm just happy.
But what happens
Good for you.
when one decides to play a
That
new
mountain's
game?
fucking hot. Yeah, get to it again, Violet. She's like, again? Oh, yay, her family is the new neighbors. And Varley's
Something
working
worse
for him.
than one could have ever imagined.
God, I hope Varley goes back to working for the Featheringtons. Please, Penelope, figure that out. That was episode 4. I still think episode 3 is my favorite, although I must admit I did love seeing Violet finally get her garden plowed. And still, I just think her romance is the highlight of this season so far for me. Like, Sophie and Benedict, they have a cute relationship. I will give them that. It's just really boring. Really unbelievable that he hasn't fucking pieced it together yet. And the fact that she just won't tell him who she is, knowing that he's looking for this lady in silver. I like Sophie and Benedict a hell of a lot more than Kate and Anthony. Let me tell you, that bar was fucking low. Do I like them more than Daphne and Simon? No, I don't. I think Simon and Daphne had more chemistry and they were much more entertaining. Benedict and Sophie, they're just kind of boring. Although not as boring as John and Fran. My favorite couple still remains Colin and Penelope. Yep, still does. I still think they have the best chemistry of all the couples. This only being my second time watching this through, I don't know that I would watch this again and again and again and again, just because I'm really bored with a lot of it. Like, Violet and Marcus are the couple whose scenes I would want to watch the most, because let's face it, I only got like 2 good Colin and Penelope scenes in this that were very, very short. I need more Colin and Penelope. Please let them host a ball. I want to see them playing with their son. Anything. Give me crumbs. I may share my thoughts on part 2 whenever it comes out at the end of February. I will definitely watch it, just, laying in bed at 3 a.m. when it premieres. But depending on, like, my mood and my thoughts on it will depend whether or not I give a reaction for that. I have thought about going back and watching season 3 and sharing my thoughts on that, because let me tell you, I know there are a lot of season 3 haters among my friends who I talk to about Bridgerton. They're all like, Becky, we're so glad you love season 3 because we hate it. But I could go through each and one of those episodes and just gush about how much I love Colin and Penelope. Let me know if that's something anybody would want to watch. But yeah, it wasn't the worst Bridgerton by any chance. It just was really boring, and the music really annoyed me this season, let me tell you. Let me know what your thoughts were if you watched Bridgerton season 4 part 1. Did you like it? Did you love it? Let me know what your highlights were. I definitely think Hyacinth was a standout as well, and I'm really glad that her character is getting more limelight as well. And I really do like Sophie's character. I feel like I'm much more emotionally invested in Sophie solo. I felt much more emotional impact from her scenes where she is experiencing emotion. There was really that only one scene with her and Benedict together where she's like confronting him after she serves the tea that I had really any emotional reaction to with them in a scene together. Even their stairwell scene, I was like, this isn't very hot. Mainly because that music fucking grated on my nerves. And then his proposal to her and his confession of like, you consume me. It just didn't sound great. And coming from Benedict of, oh, you consume me. If she consumed you, you wouldn't have been looking for the lady in silver. So I just don't buy it that she was consuming you. I do believe, you know, when you walked in a room you looked for her. I do believe that. But I just don't feel like she consumed you, Benedict. So, yeah. Anyhoozle, those were my thoughts. Share yours down below. But if you don't have anything to comment but would like to let me know that you made it to the end of this video, just leave me a mask emoji, I guess. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, if you haven't given Bridgerton a try, I recommend starting with season 3. But until my next video, bye.